Hey, everybody, it's Trash Talk and it's Money Talk. Um, we always like talking about money because it's something we don't often see enough of.
It's true. It's something I typically don't have ever.
Yeah,
So that's
it's
fun.
it's something that goes into that middle slot in your wallet that's usually vacant.
I, these days we don't even see cash. So I mean,
Well, that's
it's
true.
it would be nice. I prefer cash. I love cash.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't
mean,
even see it, and it's not there.
yeah, and the fact that you don't have any cash in your wallet doesn't really justify the fact that nobody takes it. So why bother with it? you know,
Well, and it really has, and that's a different topic, but it really has become an inconvenience because like I got to pay the guys that mow my grass in cash, and I'm like,
right.
I gotta go. I'm like, man, gotta go get it now.
Or we've often sometimes put something for sale on
Oh
Facebook,
yeah,
and then somebody says, I'll take it. Do you take Venmo?"
yeah, I get that
You
all the time, and I do. I take
know,
Venmo all the time.
and I haven't gotten to there yet. I said, no,
Oh
I take cash, and they say, oh, I don't do cash.
yeah, you got to set up a Venmo for that stuff, or at least, I mean, PayPal. It's owned. They're both owned by Metaverse, so they suck. But Venmo's pretty good. I don't like Cash App very much, but Venmo I do. I get paid a lot through Venmo, a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to look into it a little more, or I'll call my bank and find out what platform they follow.
They don't care. You can hook up all your banks. All my bank account is hooked up to my Venmo, so I can transfer the money from my Venmo to my bank account.
Oh, okay.
And you can also use Venmo on Apple Pay too if you don't want to like, separate it. Because sometimes I just keep money in my Venmo account and I use my Venmo card just for like spending, so it doesn't interfere with my bank crap. But anyway,
So I mean, then the Venmo card is like a credit card or like a debit card.
yeah, but you won't go over, and like you got $30 in there and you spend 29.95, you got 5 cents, like
Yeah.
man, and it's taken everywhere. Like it's contactless and all that. And yeah, I use Venmo quite a bit. I used to get paid through Venmo. I still get paid through Venmo for some of the podcasting stuff I do. The biggest problem though is now, because our lovely government didn't get enough money, they will sit there, and if it's over, I think it's like $600 or something like that, they tax it. You got to claim it.
Well, the same thing now. Facebook. If you want to
Yeah,
sell something on Facebook, they want
got
want to tax it, or they want to get a cut.
everything. That's why we need to hit the lottery.
Yeah, that's right. And when I was thinking about this topic, I realized that I would say for a couple of years, I played the lottery almost every week. $10. I would go
Okay.
down. I buy five $2 scratch offs
All
and all.
right.
And you figure $10 a week and everything. I might hit it big. Well, $10 was $40 a month. It was about $400-$500 a year. And in that 2 years, I probably invested $1,000, and I did hit a couple of scratch offs. I think the total was $28.
Yeah.
So getting $28 on $1,000 investment, I think it was a smart move to just give it up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've never hit it big when I play the lottery. I don't really play it when it gets to be that ginormous mega millions. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll take $1 million. I'm not greedy, but when it gets to be
That's
the big one, then
yeah.
I'll buy a ticket, just one, and just, I waste enough money. But I did win on, I played the dailies back in Detroit quite a bit, like once a week or something. And I did win like the 4 digit or 3 digit there, and I think it was like $500. That was the most I ever won from any sort of lottery, not like $1 million. Like $1 million would be nice right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is that $1 million is considered a modest win in
I
today's
know.
in today's environment. You win $1 million. Really, what can you do with it? You win 5-10 million. Now
Yeah,
you're talking some breathing room.
I think you're smart. I think if you're smart and you get that $1 million, I mean, not rolling around like Jay-Z and Beyonce, but you're not in the same conversation. But if you look at that money and you actually do something smart with at least a more than half of it, I think you could be set up for a minute. I think you could be like, nobody
Yeah.
like, I got $1 million. I'm going to go buy this, $750,000 house, pay for it. Like, no,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
but
Now what are you going to use to maintain it?
right now you got it. Now you're going to be evicted in like 2 weeks. But like, if you got $1 million, like I think about that, I would be lying if I said I'm not going to take a percentage of it and have fun.
Right.
I'm not talking about going on a trip. I'm talking about like, I'm gonna get a new wardrobe, and I'm not talking like thousands and thousands. Just redo that. I'm gonna buy a car, but my car's not gonna be some,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. A Porsche
No,
Carrara. Yeah.
it'll be something that's practical that I like. I put a little aside in Luke savings, and then I'm gonna take the rest and just whatever that may be, and put it in a practical savings account. Let it earn interest. I'm not quitting my job
Right.
with $1 million. But I've got this, I've got big things that are handled that I think that's practical. I think that's the way to do it with $1 million. Now you're talking 5-6 million. I'm gonna blow $1 million somewhere. I'm gonna go on vacation for like 3 weeks to a month, and I'm gonna do some stuff that that steak is $200. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when
And
I come back, I'm going to go back to that way of thinking and live off that.
I always like the guys that win 5 million or something, and they say, "Oh, I'm not going to quit my job. I'm going to give some of it away. Give some of it to the church. I'm going to give some of it to the homeless shelter. I'm going to do some philanthropic stuff and everything, and then I'm just going to clock in on Monday morning at work again." Then all of a sudden, when they get the guy is living in Tahiti on the beach in a little that's a place.
Well, that's the thing. Like they go to these outlandish. They're like, "Well, I'm on this island living here," and I'm like, "You're not doing math. Math was not your strong suit, okay? Because you don't realize how broke you're going to be. You got some guy in West Virginia who's like, yeah, I'm still going to work in the coal mines. I'm cool. And the next thing you know, he's in the Bahamas drinking a $40 Mai Tai. He's got a 12-year-old next to him. Yeah.
No, I mean, our common sense just gets reversed.
It does, which is why you got to have a plan. Or when you have that money, when you get that, like, hey, you just won, $32 million, and your return, let's say you won more than that, but you get 32 million. You got to have an advisor. You look, let's be real, and you got to have somebody that's reputable, and you got to, to advise you on smart, because otherwise you are going to lose that money quicker than you got it. It's going to happen. People are going to come out of the woodwork, and you're going to lose it.
Look at some of our professional athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, they get a contract, for 3 years for 150 million or something, $50 million a year. And then all of a sudden, a few years later, they're penniless.
Oh, it happens. I mean, look at the people the musicians, like there's some of them, like I've gone back and you look at the one-hit wonder people, and some of those one-hit wonder people are geniuses. They still collect the royalties, but they maybe go behind the scenes and they're producing, or they've just lived off that and they've created something else. But you look at some of those other one-hit wonders and you're like, oh my God, like your royalties are going to past credit card debt to you don't have anything anymore.
Yeah. Lauren and I like to watch $1 Million Dream Home on HGTV, and and it's interesting, the contrast, because what you were saying earlier, sometimes they'll get somebody to win $1 million and they'll spend the 750,000 on a new house, and then there's the other guy who ends up winning 5 million, and he'll go 350,000, maybe 400,000. He'll put into a new house, and you're saying there's something kind of wrong with this picture, but that's what you play the lottery for, is because you say to yourself, if I win, then, but you got to be realistic and figure that whatever you're going to pay into the lottery, you're going to lose. And you also are not going to see that pothole on the highway fixed or the,
Oh no. I thought it went to, I always heard it went to the like schools, like the lottery money went to schools.
yeah,
But I'm
especially
like, why are we passing bills then to give, why are teachers buying crayons?
right, and raising the taxes on schools and for infrastructure when you just had a $350 million mega
Sure.
jackpot, which 300, if they're going to give out a $350 million prize, there was probably $3.5 billion in ticket sales
Absolutely.
to do it. Where did the money go?
Yeah, it's a scam. Look, it's Vegas, the house always wins.
Right.
That's just the way it is. Like
Yeah.
you might get a taste, but it always wins.
Yeah. And whenever they interview the people in Vegas and everything, they'll always tell you how much they won. They won't tell you how much it cost them to win that modest amount, but they always leave Vegas a winner. Yeah.
I always get mad. I always get really mad and it doesn't happen often, but it has, when you find out about a guy or girl or whoever who won the lottery twice. And I'm like, I don't like you. Like, not only do I not like you, but you won the lottery twice and you were broke the second time too. Like, and you don't deserve it.
Yeah, and in their lifetime they've only bought 2 or 3 tickets, but they won twice.
But then they trash the money. They spent the money so fast. They're like, yeah, I only had $100,000 out of my $5 million wins. So this really came at a good time. And I'm like, somebody go punch that guy in Ohio, like seriously.
Or the other one is when there's $1 million winning, but there were 25 people at the office that you split the money with.
I don't care. Look, it's money I didn't have. So
that's the thought process, is when they win, when somebody wins, they figure, hey, that's newfound money.
It is.
Yeah. New car, new boat, new RV, vacation, fly off to here and there and all because it was found money. I might as well blow it.
If I win $10,000, I'm going to take 3 of it and do what I need to put it away. I'm going to take that 7 and I'm going to go get a new car. Put that towards my new car. You know what I'm saying? In my car fund. And I know the money's gone, but now I've got a little bit in the bank that's saving and I got a new car that's going to be, depending on which one I get and what I have already, virtually paid for. So that's a win for me. That's a win.
Yeah. It's kind of fun to think about that though. Like you say, $10,000, you got to be a little bit thoughtful about how you're going to spend it.
Well, you can't go on I'm going to go on vacation and buy some clothes. Well, there goes 5.
Right.
You come back on a cruise.
You come back a week later and you're basically in the same place that you were a week ago.
Yeah. Unless you're good, like you got no kids, you got no wife, or maybe it's just the 2 of you and you're like, you know what? Our house is good. Our cars are good. Let's go on that dream vacation. And if we have anything left, then nothing wrong with that.
Right.
For me, I look at it from a practical standpoint, even though the temptation is definitely there.
Yeah. Or you say to yourself, I'm going to take the 10,000 and I'm going to go to Vegas and double it.
No, you couldn't even get to Vegas. Like you go to $10,000, you're done. Vegas, you got to stay at a hotel room, $50 for a bottle of water, $150 for a Starbucks. Like you're done, man. Vegas is. Ugh.
Oh yeah, well, you walk into a hotel and say that I got $10,000. They'll give you a suite. They'll give you your meals comped, drinks comped, and everything.
But you better spend that money.
But, yeah, and you will spend the money because, like you said, the house always wins.
House always wins.
And the other thing is, how come you have never seen a headline in a newspaper that says psychic wins $10 million?
My biggest thing too is I have this weird conspiracy theory that the people that win are plants.
Publishers Clearinghouse.
I think it's all fake. I think there's a part of me that thinks that even the stories of people that show up to the lottery and they got a mask on and all, I think they're fake. I don't know. I don't know. A guy that wins the lottery twice
Yeah.
and they just happen to pick these people. Like, you never see somebody in their like 40s win the lottery and be successful, and they show them years later. Like, you never see that. It's always an
Yeah.
old person that's about to croak, or some total podunk dude or wife or girl that and then you never hear from them again.
Yeah. Like the Beverly Hillbillies kind of.
Yeah, I just think there's some, so I do have a whole thing with that, but yeah.
But no, you're right. I think it's kind of a setup, because if you promote somebody like this everyday Joe who lives in this town of 5,000 people, just won 5 million in the lottery and everything,
Right.
he's gonna buy the town and everybody says, well, then I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna buy a bunch of lottery tickets because maybe I'll do the same thing.
Yeah, all his neighbors and the other subdivisions. And I mean, it's just a scheme to get more money. I don't know. I just think it's a trap.
Yeah. I don't know. I have you ever seen anybody that's won the lottery, and end up writing a book or something about it?
No.
No,
I
because,
mean, maybe it's out there, but even if they do, I think it's fake.
yeah, it was written by a ghostwriter or something.
I seriously, yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, anyhow, maybe I'll go out and buy a lottery ticket just for the hell of it.
I'm not.
No, just save the $2 and go out and buy a bottle of water.
Look, I'm done. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I bought one. I'm not doing it.
All right. Well, we'll just go back and dream about it some more. All right. I'll catch up with you again next week. Go out and make it a good one. Folks,
Hey, guys.
you do the same thing. Bye.